Hello and welcome to the MegaMonsterCast, where today we are talking about episode 11 of Ultraman Geed, the Geed identity. I am Nick. With me are Alex and Josh.
¿Cómo estás?
Hello there.
This episode is sick as fuck. And by sick as fuck, I mean it's just really well written, but I love it. Uh, our episode begins with a sting operation. So when you're watching this sting, did you assume that literally everyone but Kay was in on the sting?
Considering that my favorite television property is Westworld, yes, I did.
Ah, God, it was so fucking good.
But when you start scanning around the room or the environment to okay, who's on me? I'm like, well, it's clearly the guy you're interviewing, but then it's like, it's probably everyone.
Yep, yep,
That's why
literally
you
every
have to
person.
not discriminate and attack everyone.
Yep. But yeah, so I love that Kay is essentially kind of laying out what Jeed has been about so far to his editor. Like essentially everything he's talking about is kind of like a rough approximation to how Jeed's power set works and these various other things. And then when his editor steps away, he closes his eyes and he zooms out to talk to Belial.
Belial,
Now,
Belial,
I'm trying to remember for sure. I think this, if it's not the first time he's actually talked to Belial, it's one of the first times where they
I
have
think
a
it's the
full on.
second.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
I think we've seen him interface with Belial before, right?
Yeah, but I think this is the first full on conversation they had. I think he talks to him before, but this is them having a back and forth.
That,
What?
yes.
But it can also be traced like a phone call.
Yep, because he's sending some sort of signal to Kay, and they use that signal to try to track down where Belial is, because if anyone's talking to Kay, it's probably Belial. We also get a couple of other interesting things. Specifically, I'm not I'm not 100% certain if this has been mentioned yet, but they Belial name drops what Kei Fukuida is, where he is an alien sturm, which
Disgusting.
doesn't mean anything at the start of the episode, but by the end we find out that the alien sturm have a specific organ inside of them that inverts energy basically or whatever. So you put the good ultra capsules inside of him and it turns their energy evil and gives him a power boost, which is what we get towards the end of the episode.
Which really begs a lot of questions for how the mechanics work
Mhm.
in this universe. And also, I was kind of expecting it not to just be the same monster.
That's fair. I do think it's a little bit of a missed opportunity where they could have played with something else, but
Yeah, I do too.
I still love the designs we've gotten for his fusion monsters so far. I think that this, I love Juggler, and I love his fusion monster form, but I appreciate that in this one we get multiple fusion monsters instead of just one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
But still, I kind of expect couple more designs, so.
I mean,
By this point.
I'm not saying, spoiler alert. I'm just gonna let you know right now. I can think of at least two more fusions we get for the villains too. So we do
I
get
liked
more.
having, yeah, I agree with you. I like having more forms and more designs, and the designs have been really good.
Mhm,
I just kind of thought that from a new viewer
mhm.
perspective, I kind of felt like they changed up the rules of how the monsters and the transformations work,
Mhm.
and then kind of hedged by not having it be something different. Like when he goes and makes the sacrifice, or like
Yeah.
we're not sure what at this point in the series, like what gravity this holds.
Mhm.
But like at the end of the episode, when he does the with my body, like you have to assume that there's a price being paid, and Belial is sacrificing K here. Uh, it just kind of felt underwhelming for the amount of gravity that I think they intended.
And I get where you're coming from on that. I think the next episode will, like, obviously this is the first half of a two-parter. By the end of it, like, it's
Yeah.
clearly set up what the second half is going to deal with. But I think that's where we're going to get a little more gravity.
Okay. It
Um,
makes sense.
yeah, I mean, again, like
Go with
it's a lot
gravity.
of setup this episode. Like a lot of really cool stuff in this episode, but there's like setup not just for the next episode, but like several other key plot points this episode set things up that will be paid off in like a couple episodes. Like specifically when we get to the Zero storyline for the episode, like that gets paid off over time too. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I love the reveal that like Kay finds the bug on his editor, and
Lapel.
every fucking person at the cafe just drops because it starts screeching in their ears. There's like two people that aren't affected by it who are actually there drinking coffee, and everyone else is just freaking out.
I'm not
And
sure that's how you would start a feedback
yeah,
loop in something like that, but yeah.
Well, it's because he's a Stern, and he has looping powers.
yep, yeah. So then we cut to Liha with some tomatoes, and she's like, "Hey, where's Riku and Pega?" And
She's
we,
just recreating the scene from Lord of the Rings with Denethor
yep,
eating that son of a bitch.
yeah, just eating the tomato. Yeah, so
I don't like you comparing Liha to Denethor. It's really upsetting. It is extremely upsetting.
but they're just both eating tomatoes.
Yeah, but
In the
Denethor, like,
grossest ways possible.
yeah, exactly. I'm like, what the hell? She's eating it like an apple with some civilization. Denethor was a monster.
It
Denethor
was
was
dripping down
violating
her
it.
chin.
Yeah, so we find out that Riku and Pega went to go get a vacuum cleaner because theirs is broken. Cut to
Okay,
the
wait.
vacuum cleaner and it's just disassembled on the floor.
Yeah, no, I have to pitch a fit about like, oh yeah, this was a like, it's not a vacuum. Like in the realm of object theory, like this is no longer a vacuum.
Yeah, at one point in time
This
it
is its
was.
constituent parts.
Yeah, at one point it was. Now it's just objects.
Yeah,
All I
man.
can
Like
say,
they go, yeah, we had a vacuum cleaner, and then it pans over to the parts, and there's literally it's a full disassembly, like
Yep,
an impressive disassembly.
all I can
yep.
say though is my boy better by the end of the season get his fucking PS4.
So why was it a PS? Come on.
This is what,
Well,
twice now?
specifically though, yeah, they
Has it
bring
been
that up.
twice?
Well, first they went and they bought the bike, but they didn't get the one with the basket, and Liha sent him back. And then, which Rem brings up, and she's like, just so you know, like, you remembered that he fucked up before, so you probably should go with him. Also, I am willing to bet that instead of getting a vacuum, he's going to end up buying a video game console, as Liha's just standing there slowly chewing, her face getting gradually more upset. Cut to Riku holding a PlayStation 4 walking down the street, jazzed as fuck.
And there she is, standing in front of him, eating a tomato like Denethor. Juice running everywhere down her
No.
chin, and
I feel like you didn't watch that scene properly, and you saw what you wanted to see. At no point is she a messy eater.
at every point, I saw what I saw.
And I also want to point out, like, even if I made a very poor decision to buy a PS4 when that was an inappropriate decision, I feel like
She would have killed
being
him.
put at sword point's probably an escalation.
Yeah, but you have to realize Liha
That's their pet
operates on
play.
extremes, and Liha's already been disappointed by him once. The first time he fucked up, she just made him take it back. This time it's, oh, you fucked up again? Sword, take it back.
Wait a minute.
Him grows big, smush. Become the monster everyone thinks you are, Geed.
Yeah,
I'm
I
still
love it.
upset at the sword.
Sword
It's
or
not
the
how swords
Denethor?
work.
Yeah. So then we cut to
You wouldn't be able to sharpen something so flexible. Anyway,
we
Yeah, you
cut
could.
to Leto walking down the street late to work.
can we just? I just want an entire season of just Leto doing body work against himself.
It would be great.
I want very few things in life. This is one of them.
Are you trying to say you want a 90s comedy, like TV show adaptation of Leto?
No, I only if it involves this actor and he's literally in at all times in the show just like combating himself like ah
Yep.
like
It's him, like,
the
in Full
whole bit
House.
was funny as shit.
Oh, it's so good. But no, so he gets kidnapped by the Men in Black characters. They're like, hey, so we need you to go fuck up Belial. Here's where he is. We know you're Zero. Go do this shit.
Go on.
You don't know. That could be someone cooler.
Also, this confirms that
Seven.
they knew that he was Zero and not Jeed.
It does. Yeah.
Cut to Leto and Zero having a fight in a fucking back alley over whether or not they're going to transform.
I feel like they both were like, okay, you see that dumpster over there? We're gonna figure this out.
Yep. Well, no,
So it's gonna be a real dumpster.
I'm pretty sure Zero was like, no, we're going to figure this out, and Leto was like, please, I just want to go to work. I need to provide for my family, please.
I've missed 3 weeks already.
Yep. And gradually,
But clearly, Leto understands that the trigger is when he is or is not wearing his glasses.
yep. I just love the way like he's fighting the entire way. Like eventually, the fucking transformation glasses are like inching towards his face, and he's just screaming as he's trying to block them from getting to his face.
The cops eventually come. Thinks he's, completely
Hey,
lost
man,
it and arrest
what are you
him.
doing?
Yep.
I'm kicking my ass. Do you mind?
Pretty much, yep. Yeah, then he flies off. And that's how we get Zero out of the main plot for a little while.
I was gonna say he just got freaking closeted or whatever the fucking term is.
Yep. Now we'll see him, but he's over there now, and he's not going to interact with anyone over here.
He's now a side quest.
Yep. Oh, he's 100% side questing right now, which
Gonna
is
get more
great.
XP.
So then we cut to
an attempted murder scene.
well, first we cut to Riku asking, "Hey, should I tell Zero that I'm Belial's kid? I don't know if I should or not, but maybe."
He probably already knows.
I mean, like, he saw your face. He knows what you look like. He knows who you are. And
I
then
say
we
the
get
sniper in this scene makes no sense.
Oh yeah, like the
No,
shots are
the
just
fact
wild.
that she throws him in front of the bullet.
And it misses them both on purpose. I'm like, okay.
Well, like the way the light is shown on Liha, like it changes direction wildly to the point of where that dude had to have teleported from one building to another building and then back to the first building again.
I didn't even notice that. That is so true.
Yeah, because it starts where she's looking over to the side and she's got it on her forehead. She turns her head and it's like coming from the front of her now, and then she turns it again and the blast comes from her side again. So it's
Well,
he's here, he's over here, he's back over here.
the Bith hold a power that some might call unnatural. And you
Yes.
can't tell me that's not a Bith. It's just a very lumpy one.
It's not tenebrous. Like, I don't need you to associate the Sith Order with these blatant fools.
The Bith?
Yeah, he's a blatant fool. He gets owned by Pega. What combat skills does Pega have?
Hey.
Also, it undermines Leia a whole bunch because this Biff is very clearly getting his ass kicked by Pega, who has no combat skills, no weapon, no whatever. And then she comes in with a sword and she's doing all of her swirls and twirls and is getting the same results.
No ass is undamaged by pegging.
Awful. Yeah. So that's where Alex quits the pod. Yeah. So then we find out some like actual good like backstory for Jeed. We find out that Kay was the one who dropped off Riku. That he was the one who like left him at the observatory.
Is it not implied that Kay is his father?
So do you want the yes and or the no but?
Well, I mean, like, we get the whole bit of like, yeah, I made you in a test tube, you're my bitch. Like,
yeah, that's kind of he's so the fan community likes to make the joke that Kay's his mom because Belial's his dad. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. No.
I mean, there's a good argument to be made there, frankly.
Yeah. So more or less, this episode confirms some things. So Riku is a clone of Belial, basically.
I didn't read it as clone. I read it as like a distillation, like a like kind of the way proper progenesis works.
Fair.
I don't know. It didn't feel like Riku is Belial's
Well,
clone.
he's not. So again, it's not like a one for one exact, but like that's kind of he's at least genetically. It's kind of like.
Is it genetically identical?
No, he's not genetically
Is
identical. He's
okay.
so it's
Well,
like
then it can't be a clone.
well, so the way I like to describe it is you guys know X-23 from X-Men?
Yeah. His daughter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically they took his DNA, mixed it with someone else's, and then there we go. It's a clone that uses half his DNA, half someone. It's the same concept here. Which is why Riku looks similar in his Ultra form, but not the same.
So, like how Omega is a clone of Django.
Sure.
I just say I love her voice actor. I love the Kiwi accent, and that just works so well for me.
Mm-hmm.
Bad Batch is a good show, by the way.
I should watch more. I've seen clips of it. I've never actually sat down and watched it. But
I
I've heard
haven't
it's
watched
very good.
the later seasons, but
If you
I
want to
definitely like the earlier ones. I'm excited for Andor. Let's go.
Yeah. So basically we get the whole reveal of Kay has more or less puppet mastered Riku into becoming a an Ultraman specifically so they could have him cultivate power that they would eventually steal from him. In this case, the capsules.
Right.
Oh no.
And this is more or less, hey, now it's harvesting time. We've cultivated all this power. Now I'm taking it so that I can serve Belial better. And then we get our fight between, again, a super fucking cool fusion kaiju form.
With
The
King Joe.
yeah, Pedanium Zeton, which I fucking love this thing's design too. I think it's sick as fuck. Like the way it has like the like Zeton parts bursting out of the King Joe parts looks really cool to me.
Yeah, it's a really cool design.
Again, though, I would say for like the original designs for this one, there have been zero bad original designs.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
everything that was given.
This series seems to be doing real well with not having to reuse.
I mean, they still do reuse, but it's like when they reuse, they lean into it's being reused, and then when they have something original, it is very original, even if it's based off of something else. Then we get again. I know that like Pega doing as well against this guy as Liha is kind of diminishing of her, but that scene
I
where
thought
she's
so. I'm sorry.
no, it's cool. I get it, but I love that scene where she's fighting in the foreground and he's fighting in the Jeed's fighting in the background.
It was really good direction.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. I just it started feeling like the bad parts of a Star Wars fight
Hmm.
where they're just aiming for each other's swords.
Yeah, that's fair. I get
It
that.
just like you don't. I think the problem I have with that more than anything is basically from my trauma with Star Wars.
I get that too.
But it's
And
like you don't have like honestly look at so many different sword fights in so many different movies. You know, like
mhm,
even funny silly ones like Jackie Chan. You don't need to choreograph sorry the fight in such a way where it's swords aiming for swords. Like I feel like that's not you never see that in like Ip Man or
mhm,
a Jackie Chan film or you know anything in that milieu.
yep.
It just kind of unnecessarily undermined her swordsmanship, which again, as we pointed out many times in this podcast, she's a professional. It feels like she could have had more input on the choreography. I don't know.
That's fair. I do love the way that her fight ends though, which I mean, again, a little bit diminishing, but I love that because Jeed and Kay are fighting in the background. When he knocks part of a building over, it just lands on the alien she's fighting. It's like, oh, that's the end of your fight. He accidentally crushed him.
Whoops.
Oh, fuck.
Man, he got owned by that
There's
Oh
a
yeah.
piece of
slight
concrete.
Oh
there's
yeah.
a slight red mist.
Just the pink mist.
Yep. That dude is fucking dead. Yeah. So then,
Ooh, he did.
He comes back half mechanical later on in the series.
Hey man,
I
you've
love
been
that.
playing Shadow of War too much.
Yeah. So anyway, then,
I switched to shadows.
ooh. So anyway, then Jeed
It's
switches
pretty
up
okay.
to Jeed switches up to solid burning to continue to fight, and Fidanian Zeton
I'm so
continues to
mad.
beat him.
I'm I'm so mad.
Well, so
Solid Burning got his ass kicked.
yeah, but you got to remember this is setting up like with the way this episode ends, it's teeing up his
Oh,
mid-season form. Like we have to get a new form for him soon.
I
This is
hope
teeing
they
that up.
yeah, I hope they build off of Solid Burning because I think far and away that's my favorite forms thus far. Like I
Uh,
love the armor. I love the gimmick of the steam. Like everything about it, I'm for. I like it.
yeah,
The rocket punch. I need
I
more Falcon
okay.
punch.
I mean, I'll say this. So we already know the first component of what this form is going to be based off of. We're getting his form based off of Zero.
Oh yeah, it's very Zero reminiscent.
Hmm. But
But
we're also
Zero done fucked off.
yep. So
He's
now
he's out and about.
Yeah, so now he's got to get a Zero form. So that's what we're gonna get because it's gonna be fucking magnificent.
I just hope we don't couch Leto. I need more Leto.
I mean, he'll come back. We're letting Jeed kind of get a little bit more focus now because it is his show. But like we're still gonna get Leto and Zero interacting. Like even in space, they talk to each other as they're flying through space. It's like a fucking road trip for them.
Yeah, there was a minute where they're like looking at the portal in front of them, and it felt very roll them up, you know.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. So the fight
You see
ends.
Leto screaming in the background. Ah, no!
Yeah. So anyway, the fight ends. Riku is knocked unconscious, and Kei stumbles in, wounded.
Which was good to see that he actually can be wounded in that form.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, like it was still a slugfest, like, and that sets up also that like Riku's not quite at that level with solid burning, but considering mid-season forms usually have like a little bit of a higher level of power than whatever the forms are at the start of the series, it means that he's not too far off being able to beat Kei.
Yeah, but I mean, like with Juggler, it felt like Juggler either owned Guy or didn't.
Yep.
Like there was a few times where it was like, yeah, we both kind of lost, but it's good to see like it's not just our hero isn't just getting dominated.
Yeah. Yeah. So Liha comes in, manages to scare Kei off, and he drops the Zero capsule, the only capsule that Riku has not used to transform.
The only one that matters.
Yep, the only one that will matter until next episode, where he gets the other capsule that goes with it.
It better be Orb.
I mean, do you want me to spoil it? I'm not going to spoil it, but there's like, it's such a good.
He already had Orb, right?
Yeah, that's part of
Zero had Orb.
Yeah, that's how he turns into Beyond.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say this: like, it's a really good lore pull for his next form. Like, it is truly magnificent what they did with
but
that.
will I care?
You will kind of care. You will.
I know. If it's Blazar, I'm gonna be mad.
No, Blazar didn't exist by this point.
No, I know.
Crazy, Paul.
It was all a foreshadowing.
Yep. No, you're gonna appreciate a design choice at least. Let's say that. So yeah.
How do you feel about shoulder pad?
Oh, dude, the shoulders are so good. The shoulders are so good in this form.
How do you feel about shoulder pads?
You mean epaulets?
No, shoulder pads.
Like the 90s women's clothes?
Yes.
I'd say they're more like pauldrons than that.
It's funnier when Alex thought it was just shoulder pads.
No, it's an 80s businesswoman. It's Yulian, the Ultra woman they introduced in the 80s. Yeah, so they show up in where there's the evil eye thing in space that they're gonna fly into. Zero and Leto off on another big adventure. As Leto,
I thought we were talking about the same shit, but with different words.
Yep. I almost called it a.
I'm like, I had to look up pauldron again. I'm like, I think I know what that is. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pot you mix stuff in.
Yes.
Figure yourself out.
Now
I can't even walk.
So
right
so we cut to Riku sitting at home, doubled over, looking sad, and then we get a letter from someone. I wonder if that's going to be important. And specifically, it's addressed to the observatory underneath the nebula.
It's the nebula house underneath the observatory.
Yep. So somebody knows.
Like they know we're here.
Yep.
It's
Cut.
just Belial.
Yep.
Hi, son. I know
Hey.
we haven't spoken, but you're
Just
still not getting child support.
Yep.
Can we please
Hope you die.
get a Revenge of the Sith scene where Belial just drops from the ceiling? Hello there.
You're not gonna get that. It's gonna play a
Yeah.
little bit differently, but you're not getting that. We've kind of
Yeah.
already gotten that in a way.
No, but it needs to be comedic.
I mean,
Yeah, his is comedic, but instead of comedy, it just leads to murder.
What do you think Obi-Wan did in that scene?
He didn't kill a single living soul in that scene.
They humanized those droids so much. He absolutely killed beings that
No.
had sentience.
No, they were just clankers.
all right.
Do
I
you
feel like
hear
you're
how
diminishing.
racist that sounds?
Also,
What?
Josh, you're diminishing fucking Earth Garon by saying that because he was also a robot.
Yeah, but Earthy was sentient and was a valued member of the team.
It just boils
Clankers
down
were
to
not.
if Josh likes them or not.
Yeah,
That's
it
all it
does,
is.
though.
It's just an argument of, well, I liked this one, so this one has a soul. That one, no.
Turns out Josh really likes Furbies, and he's really convinced that they're also sentient.
Dude, we have sent
They are.
we've
Okay.
sent one of our friends so many pictures of cursed Furbies.
My favorite was the skinless Furby.
The skinless
I thought it
Furby
was the
was
long,
really
long Furby.
good. Long
No,
Furby
no.
is classic. Long Furby that has like very noticeable nipples, very classic.
What?
Yeah, it's like a cow's nip. Like it's got like nipples,
This
and it's
thing it
like
has udders?
no, because it's like cat nipples on a really long Furby that is cow print, and all these things together make just a beautiful
They
monstrosity.
have beaks. They're not
This-
mammals.
This one's made out of beans.
Yeah, the bean one is also really good. I do love the bean
I
one.
don't think that they're mammals.
So anyway, then we get
We're gonna derail the whole show and have a half-hour discussion of Furbies real quick.
Yep. So anyway, we cut to Kay. Kay's groveling to Belial, and Belial's like, "Hey, so you
You have
fucked
failed
up.
me for the last time.
You dropped the 0-1, the one for one of the two guys that I really fucking hate. So I need you to turn yourself into a sacrificial lamb and go destroy the city using their power.
Which is crazy.
Shove those
Way down
capsules
deep
into
inside of
your
you.
organs." Yep. He does push him way into himself.
You have to do his butthole.
Way up.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta feel it, Morty.
Yeah, no, specifically, he's like, the inversion organ inside of you should transmute the energies so they become malicious. He's like, all right, boss, I guess I'm going to do this.
I mean, I feel like the thing is, this should have had more gravity in my head, because like this feels like one of those last ditch efforts,
Mhm.
and I don't know, it didn't feel any different. Like, he turns into, what is it, Ultra Zeton?
Pedanium Zeton.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm like, it was no different at all
That's
from
fair.
when it was a normal transformation, a fusion rise, you know?
Well,
I don't know. I was just kind of overwhelmed or underwhelmed, rather.
and again, I think we'll get a little more on, if I'm remembering right, we'll get a little more on that next episode, which is, again, it's just a magnificent episode. You're going to love it.
It was really good.
Truly magnificent. Yeah, so then we end with the city being destroyed, and Riku's like, well, I can't transform because I only have one capsule and I need two. So I guess the city's just going to be destroyed. This kind of fucking sucks.
But that's the thing. The capsule was inside you all along.
No, the capsule has to be inside of someone else, otherwise he could transform anytime he feels like it. That's what we've learned. But no,
So he's an idiot.
yeah.
It's not Brutes waves, okay?
So anyway,
Hey, Alex, you should look into the group chat real fast.
The what?
Into the
the
chat real
channel.
fast.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm assuming that's cursed Furbies. I'm not looking at it right now. Yeah, that was our episode. I thought it was a lot of fun.
That's the face I wanted.
Was it the bean one? I'm guessing it's the bean one.
No, it's the skinless one.
Yeah, the skinless one's also pretty fucked.
I mean, you mean
And-
hairless, but yeah.
No, the second one is skinless. Look at it again.
No.
So anyway, that was our episode. What did you guys think overall? I really enjoy this part, although I think like it only works knowing that it's a two-parter and we get a lot of payoff in the next episode.
Yeah, if it wasn't a two-parter, it'd be kind of like.
If it wasn't a two-parter, this is a really dark ending for the TV show.
Yeah.
It felt like it
Almost
definitely
as-
needed a continuation, yeah.
Almost as dark as Dinosaur, where they all just died from the Ice Age.
I thought it was the
Pull!
the fucking
What
asteroid.
a fucking pull!
No, they all died from Ice Age.
That makes sense. I
But
mean,
they
that
all
is
died from meteors in the Carnotaur.
No, not that one. The show from the 90s.
Oh God! What even more niche pull?
not
Yeah.
the baby, not the
'Cause
mama.
After the dad just fixes the environment, it all
God,
becomes
what
an
a
Ice Age.
Okay,
And
wait.
the
Are you
baby's just like, I don't want to die. He's like, oh,
are you
he's fine.
referencing the sitcom
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaur?
He is.
Yes.
He is referencing that.
Dude, that is an acid trip of a show. God, I remember. I remember watching that shit and just being totally okay with it back in the day. I'm like, that was weird as shit.
So anyway, tune in next time where we hard left turn and watch dinosaurs.
Or flip a coin and we might become a Furby rating channel.
We can do that as an episode. If you want to do cursed Furbies as an episode, I'd be down. We could do that for the Glizzy
God,
stream this
no.
year.
Oh, yes.
God no! I'm gonna get a Furby and I'm gonna make it a freaking spy mobile. Because like the thing is about Furbies is they never had any microphones or any video on them,
Mhm.
and like they were programmed to like slowly become smarter perception wise.
Yep.
And people swear that they actually learned. They had no learning algorithm.
No, they all
Oh
had
my God.
all the learning algorithm.
No, they didn't though.
I woke up, there was one holding a knife to my throat. It's like,
I think
They
that was
knew.
probably what is it when you have the sleep paralysis?
no, because I woke up and it was still there.
Anyway, tune in
It's
next
just still
time.
on your chest. It weighs as much as an elephant.
So anyway, tune
It's
in
got
next
a
time
knife.
where we tune in next time where we decide to learn more about Jeed's backstory. Bye bye.
He's adopted.
I mean, yeah.